All right, everybody, come on in, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here and welcome to day 2 of your Elegance Boot Camp. I am Maggie. You may know me as Maggie, the substitute teacher. From my cooking channel, I'm all about food and femininity, and my lovely co-host, Lucy. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lucy, also known as Lucchesly20. I have a channel on YouTube, a small channel, mainly teaches Spanish, but I sprinkle in some maybe topics about immediate issues in society, cultural, and so forth. So, and then I know Maggie through the same feminine elegance and all of that fun stuff interests. Somehow we got together and we created the finishing school for the modern woman.
Yes, absolutely. So if you don't know, now you know. Lucy and I have so much content for any ladies who are interested in elegance, etiquette, and femininity. Go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com to find out all about it. But tonight, we are doing our second of our 30 for 30 series. So we are covering the steps in the 30-day Ultimate Elegance Guide from Woman of Elegance. I'm so grateful she's given us permission to teach from her book. Her book is available to you all. You can get a 20% off discount using code ELEGANCE20. However, if you are a current or future student of the finishing school, you absolutely get that book for free, graciously donated by none other than Brandon L. Jett. He has bought copies for all of our students, so we are so grateful. All right, so let me share my screen and we're going to get right into it. Hello, everybody coming on in. So let's see if we can do a little mini recap. If you were with us yesterday, we talked about this first section, which is about dressing and grooming. Ladies, that is so important on your elegance journey. So if you weren't here yesterday, please go ahead and rewatch the video. They're only 30 minutes. And we are now, we have created a podcast for this series on Spotify, and it is called Become Elegant in 30 Days. So you guys can look us up on Spotify. Yesterday, we talked about creating your style. We talked about what to do and what not to do. So today, we are going to talk about organizing your wardrobe, or as we call it here in the States, your closet. And ladies, I know you've been putting this off for a long time, but you have to organize your wardrobe. Okay, so I'm going to share one more slide here, one more screen here so you all can see the book that we are referencing. This is Vivienne from Woman of Elegance. Lovely. She has a YouTube channel and she's on all socials as Woman of Elegance. Please go support her. This is her book. It is a digital download, so you will have instant access to it, and it is your 30-day guide to start. So yesterday we talked about dressing and grooming. Today we are going to talk about organizing your wardrobe. So what exactly does that mean? I am so glad that you asked. So Lucy and I are going to talk a little bit about this from our personal experience, and we'd love to know what you all think. All right, so let us begin. I'm going to read and then we'll expand on the parts of it. So organizing your wardrobe. from your existing wardrobe, ladies, which is your closet, okay? Vivienne is English, so some of the words are a little bit different, but we would say closet. In the UK, they call it the wardrobe. She says, select clothing items that are classy, decent, and fitting. I'm going to stop right there. We're going to expound on that. So, first things, your existing wardrobe. How many of us ladies have clothes that we have bought? We talked about this yesterday. When you create your style, making sure you pick clothes that actually fit your lifestyle. So if you have an overabundance of things that you don't wear, it might be time to lovingly send them off so that you can have access to the things that actually make sense for you to wear. I've shared with you all on my elegance journey. This is a struggle for me, so I actually had to hire a stylist. And one of the things she had me do is go through everything. And I mean everything in my closet, take it out. She made me try it on, make sure that it fit and that it was in good condition. And I had to be able to wear it with 2 other items to mix and match an outfit. If it didn't pass that test, it had to go. It was excruciating and I hated it. However, the finished product was clothes that actually make sense for my, my size, my style, and my position in life. So I implore you ladies to take time to do that type of a closet cleanse. And when you do, we talked about what's decent, what looks nice on an elegant lady, what you keep covered up, and what you can accentuate. And then lastly, ladies, the clothes have to fit your body. And we talked about this yesterday. Everybody's body is different and our body changes as we age, as we have children. Anything can happen. So make sure probably about once a year, you're going through and making sure that the clothes fit you and represent you well. If they don't, it might be time to part with them. Lucy, what would you say?
I agree. The fitting part is, do not pay attention to the size of the wardrobe of your clothing. Pay attention to how it fits. Sometimes we get caught up on wearing a size 6, size 8, whatever. Do not pay attention to that. Just wear something that fits you well. Sometimes the size thing varies depending on where the clothing is manufactured. So that could get you hung up on just wearing that specific size, even if it just doesn't feel right. And again, do something like shopping your wardrobe. Go into your closet and do your own shopping. Sometimes you don't even remember, with all the clothing that you have, you don't even remember that you have good clothing around. So sometimes it's a good thing to do like a spring, summer, winter clothing kind of cleanup and see what best fits you, your body, whether it's a fit, whether it's decent, it's modest, and so forth.
I love that. Thank you so much, Lucy. I see everybody coming in and supporting. Thank you so much. Okay, let us continue. Just like Lucy said, you may have to shop for a few more items. Now, you can shop your own closet because I'm sure there's stuff you've got in there with the tag still on it. But if you don't have what you need for your capsule wardrobe, and we talked about that yesterday, and that capsule wardrobe is really just finding the clothes that fit you well, that are kind of like your go-to items that make you instantly elegant. You should have a few things that you can just put on and it's going to lay on you right. You're going to feel comfortable, which means you're going to feel confident. If you have a really good pair of slacks, or as they say in the UK, trousers, you may need to get a couple of blouses or vice versa. So that's important when you do shopping, ladies. We should go shopping with a plan if you have to shop at all. I know sometimes we just like to go and peruse and it looks good on the mannequin or it's on sale. I'm guilty of that. And then you get it home and it doesn't make sense. So once you've done that closet cleanse, and only after you know what you already have, then you go shopping with intention. If you need a few things like a white blouse, everybody should have a black pair of slacks. Everybody should have a nice pair of denim jeans without any, rips or anything like that. All right. So that you shop after you know what you're keeping. But if you don't need to, then even better, save some money. Select clothes that are not skin tight, skimpy, revealing, undersized, or oversized. And so Lucy talked about this a little bit, ladies. I know the feeling when we want to get into that size, single digits, double digits, whatever it is. But clothes are different depending on where they're manufactured. Different brands run smaller, larger, European cut, American cut, it doesn't matter. But you want to make sure that the clothes should accentuate your shape as a lady, but they shouldn't be so tight that we all can see your business. There is a happy medium. And then you don't want to go to the other extreme. This is something that I was guilty of just wearing whatever was clean and comfortable. It could be baggy, it could be stretchy. I work in tech, so they're always giving us free t-shirts, and t-shirts are not flattering for me. I learned I need to show a little bit of neckline for my body shape. Hint, that's a very feminine body part. Anytime you show a little bit of neckline, you can show a little bit of skin. So I would just get whatever was a free giveaway and put it on. And then you wonder why you just don't really feel good, because it's not cut for a lady shape. It's cut for a man's shape. So these are things that you want to make sure that you kind of find that happy medium, what works for you. So not too tight. If you have to keep pulling on it and adjusting it and people are looking at you crazy, then it might be time for something else. Lucy, what would you say?
I agree, and also find a good tailor that can put in the touches that might make that boxy t-shirt that you have, might make it a little more fitted to your body. So a good tailor is always great to have, especially if you're in between sizing. That is someone you can rely on giving you the right proportions on your clothing.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for the engagement. We love the comments. Okay, let me keep going here. And like Lucy just said, your clothes should fit snugly to your frame. Ladies, the feminine silhouette is something that has just been so simple and so inspiring forever, right? Those proportions. Now, you don't have to do anything crazy and do the waist trainers or anything like that. And some of us have more of a natural waist. Some of us need a little bit of help. But anytime you can accentuate the things on you that are uniquely feminine, I'll tell you a tip that I learned in my classes. We already talked about the neckline. Shout out to the late, great Kevin Samuels. I'm always working on my collarbones, but collarbones on a woman, very feminine. Your neck, very feminine. Your wrists, your ankles, anywhere on your body that you have a little bit of a delicate, how do you say, like joint or body part, it's smaller. We're more dainty, or we should be more dainty than our male counterparts. In addition to the waist, that's a struggle for me, but finding out where your waist is, it sits differently on different people. I learned I have more of an empire waist, so I have to make sure I draw attention to that. Little things that you can do to show a little bit of your feminine frame. It's so beautiful when tastefully done. What would you say, Lucy?
I agree. And modesty doesn't have to be frumpy. Modesty can be a dress that's fitted to your body that goes below the knees. And that is such a beautiful thing to see on a woman, a nice LBD little black dress down to your knees that's fitted with a set of really nice pointy pumps. Perfect. With a set of pearls and earrings, that's all you need to look beautiful. You don't need to show skin to look beautiful.
Absolutely. All right, ladies. So let's keep going. Oh my goodness. It's it's difficult for me to be speechless, and we have been blazing through these because we are giving you all your 30 days, 30-minute lessons. But shout out to none other than Thane Mithra. Would everybody please put Thane in the chat? He comes down from the clouds or the Serengeti or the moon or wherever he is, and he blesses us every every time. I'm going to drop the link in case he wants to say anything, or you can stay in the bushes. Thane, thank you for the $100. And he's watching. Ladies, the men are always watching, and they watch for a long time before they make their move. Why? They want to see if you are consistently presenting yourself. Is what you're selling who you actually are? So, Thane, no comment, no question, just the pure love of the elegance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. Yes, the men are always watching, Messy Michonne. Oh my gosh. Okay, focus, Maggie. Thank you, Thane. Thank you so much. I'm going to put you in the ticker. Okay, ladies, let us continue. The men are watching. What else is in the elegance day number 2 for your wardrobe? She says choose soft and feminine fabrics that won't crumple easily. For example, cotton, wool, cashmere, and silk. Now, here's the thing with this, ladies. There are certain fabrics that actually work really well on a woman. We're supposed to be soft, right? So you want to consider that. Yes, you can wear denim. Yes, you could wear wool or whatnot. But especially closer to your skin, the fabrics that move with your body, those are ways that you can show a little bit of your softness, a little bit of your femininity. I had something softer on. I put on a button-down shirt. But when you think about fabrics that move when you walk, shout out to sundress season. There are reasons why it just kind of accentuates the feminine in you. So keep that in mind when you're shopping. Now, of course, we're in North America, so it's colder here, so you may have to layer, but you want to have some of those fabrics in your wardrobe that help you be more elegant. What would you say, Lucy?
Agree. And remember that fast fashion is cheap. So these silk, cashmere, those are expensive fabrics. But if you get used to making sure that you buy 1 or 2 pieces that are really rich fabrics like these, then you can complement them with cheaper fabrics. Cotton is a great fabric, especially in the summer. Linen is also a beautiful fabric. The only thing with that is that it gets wrinkled a lot, but it's a perfect fabric to wear when it's uh, humid and hot out there. Cotton and linen are great fabrics. And again, those are, linen is a little more expensive, but it's worth the money.
Absolutely. So I'm going to tell you, ladies, what a little hack about linen. The closer you can get to any natural fabrics, you're more instantly elegant. So the fabrics that come from the earth, like Lucy said, cotton, linen. What else did we learn? Cashmere, if you can afford it. Maybe one, like, what do they call it? One piece, and then you kind of mix and match with that. Any of the natural fabrics, wool, they are just more elegant because they're simple and understated. Do we have synthetic fabrics in our wardrobe? Absolutely. But just be careful not to over invest in the polyesters and the really shiny. You all know the stores. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but just be careful. If it looks really, really cheap, it kind of lowers your level of elegance if that's what you want. So when you invest in pieces that are actually made well, they do last longer and you don't have to replace them as much. Here's the hack that I learned about linen, because we love linen in the summer. It's very breathable, but like Lucy said, it does wrinkle. So if you're going to a garden party or something where you're going to be standing a lot, linen would be a great choice. However, if you're going to an event like a concert or whatnot, where you're going to be seated a lot, you want to avoid linen on those outings because it's going to crumple in that the lap area, and you don't want to draw attention to that. So we talked about this on yesterday's stream. Not only consider your lifestyle, but also consider the occasion and think about what's going to lay nicely on you as you move about. All right. Yes, Luke Casely has a Cash App. Luke Casely, would you like to share what your Cash App is?
I think it's $ Lucchese 20 at, at Cash App. Thank you for asking.
Yes, absolutely. I am determined to get Lucy's channel monetized, but until then, her Cash App is in her name right there. So just put the $ in front and you all can support her. Okay. Did you want to add anything about linen, Lucy?
I think yes. And the thing with being practical with choosing your clothing, you got to think about, is it practical for the event? People know that linen does wrinkle. So having a wrinkled item when you go to a concert, it's okay. Those who know. But again, it's important to kind of plan your outfits according to the occasion.
Absolutely. Okay, so let us continue. What else is in day 2? So, in your wardrobe, ladies, the cut of your clothing should be feminine and shapely. Tailored pants, pencil skirts, monochrome blouses, high quality skirts, knee length dresses, blazers, and denims make classy outfits when paired well. I don't want to overwhelm you all, but the key is feminine and shapely. So there is a difference between a man's shirt and a woman's blouse. And I know there's a whole movement towards, what do they call it? Like, not, where everybody can wear anything or whatever. Over here, we believe in traditional gender roles. I understand that certain things may be in trend, but when you think about elegance, ladies, remember we've talked about this. Elegance is timeless. So you may not be able to participate in all the trends. You will never see Maggie in a crop top, even if that's the style. It's not appropriate for my brand and the way that I want to carry myself. So think of elegance first, if that's important to you, and then find the styles that complement you. All right. And so they're shapely and always feminine. So if you have something, let's say like a t-shirt dress or whatever, you can put a little belt on it just to kind of accentuate that simple silhouette. You can, instead of having your shirt buttoned up like this, which I could wear, you could put on a little bit of pearls and just open the top button just to show a little bit of the neck, which should be smaller, and it shows a little bit of your femininity. Same thing with a shirt or blouse. You could unbutton or just pull it up a little bit to show a little bit of a dainty wrist. Those little things, free and simple to do. When you study and you start paying attention to it, it's just a little bit of that feminine touch without revealing too much. What would you say, Lucy?
I absolutely agree. And even if you wear a button-down shirt that's more of a square kind of manly shirt, you can always tuck it in, I think it is, and then put a silk scarf on your neck. And then that's the touch that makes it feminine. So you can kind of wear some of that unisex stuff, but make it feminine with those accessories and those touches that make it more of a feminine um, outfit.
I love that. And we shared this yesterday, ladies. Um, Notice right here, this was yesterday's. We talked about creating style, but if you just look at the model that's in the picture here, she is wearing, she is wearing what could be considered like a manly or, more masculine pantsuit, right? But you could tell some of the detail here, like Lucy just said, underneath her blazer, she has a woman's like blouse. So it's showing a little bit of her décolleté or décolletage. Notice that the sleeves are like a 3/4 sleeves to accentuate a little bit of her wrist, which is more feminine. And like Lucy just said, notice she's paired it with a scarf around her neck just to kind of give a little bit of that feminine flair. And then the shirt is tucked in, showing her waist. Little things like that you can do with the clothes that you already have to just make it a little bit more feminine. I think I saw another super chat. Messy Michonne with the $10. She says, good stream, ladies. I want Maggie to name some brands. She says, I'm messy. Okay. How can I say this? You all know the mall stores that have the items that are fashionable, but probably not the best quality. And ladies, look, I tell you all the time, I shop Old Navy, or you can get clothes that you don't have to spend a lot of money, but when you learn to look at the quality, if you hold it up and you can kind of see through it, if the fabric is already starting to fray, if it's not good structure and you feel like this zipper is on its last leg, take a little bit of time. I had to learn it too. Take a little bit of time before you purchase a garment to really inspect it and just see, is it going to last, you putting it on and taking it off. But Messy Michonne, I know, thank you for the support, but we try to keep it elegant here. I don't want to badmouth anybody, but thank you. What would you say, Lucy?
Messy Michonne, there she is. So yeah, with fabrics also, you know that if you go to one of those stores, you get it and then you wash it. The next time that the seam ends up like in the front instead of the side, you already know that that was a one-time item to wear. You gotta either give it to the Goodwill or toss it, because that's not gonna look good on you again, because you're gonna have the seam in the front rather than on the side. So, I mean, that's what tells you that that quality of garment is not a good thing. Also, remember undergarment too. Those are things that you need to pay attention to, because if you wear good undergarments, the top is going to look fabulous.
Absolutely. That's a tip from my stylist, ladies. I had to hire one because this is an area I struggle with. But she said, if you have to choose what to spend on, always start with the undergarments, because it just kind of keeps everything together, and you want good quality, especially on what's going to be closest to your skin. So I'm glad you all are loving this. All right, let's see what else we have as we wrap this 30 minutes up. Okay. And then lastly, like Lucy just said, for your elegance journey, no frayed clothing, no creased clothing. Now, creased can mean, like we talked about, linen. Sometimes it is acceptable if you're going to wear a little bit of linen. Of course, you're going to have some lines in there. That's expected. But you all know when people roll out and they didn't even try to iron or steam. Also, fix any loose threads, missing buttons, or bad zippers. Okay. So just make sure when you're buying something, as well as when you get it from the dry cleaner or you wash it yourself, if anybody goes to the dry cleaner, take a look at those small things. We know it's the details. When stuff is starting to fray, when your sweater is starting to look, out of shape because it's bad. So take time. And like Lucy said, if you have a tailor, you can also try your local dry cleaner. Even if you don't wear clothes that need to be dry cleaned, a lot of times the dry cleaner will either have or know of someone that can do the small repairs. I can stitch a little bit, but if you have some things that are just, they could still be salvaged, they just need a little TLC, you might save a lot of money by spending $20 or $30 to get it repaired instead of replacing it. So just make sure that you take time to kind of give yourself that once over before you walk out the door. I believe we all should know how to iron, but if you don't know how to iron, you can get a garment steamer. You can get the really big ones. You can even get the travel ones. Ladies, I highly recommend take time to put some heat on your clothes, just so that it looks like a little bit more refreshed, and it shows that you put a little effort into your appearance and you just don't look like whoever the cat dragged out. We have another super chat from Kim K. Thank you so much for the $9.99. You all are loving this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What would you say, Lucy?
I agree that last once over before you leave the house, always have a mirror right before you're leaving the house to kind of take a look at and see if there's maybe a thread hanging, or your buttons. If you have a button down shirt, your buttons are not uneven. It's always good. You have a lint roller around in case you wear dark things. I have dogs, so those are things that I have to do all the time, because whether you have a dog, a cat, animals in the house, that hair it's like you're a magnet for things. So always that one last look in the mirror to make sure that nothing is just it doesn't look right, that's something that you have to get used to do.
Absolutely. So, ladies, slowing down a little bit and just planning ahead of time, you can go from looking good to looking great. Ah, yes. We have covered everything that we had for your 30 for 30. I do see a few questions in the chat. Lucy, do you want to see if we can answer just a couple questions? Okay.
Absolutely.
So Lisa says, in a time pinch, the wrinkle sprays work pretty well. Yes, and also for travel. Those of y'all that are coming with me on the Maggie meetup cruise, I have heard that the steamers are not allowed on the cruise. So rooms are still available if you all want to travel with me and several others this month at the end of the month. But the wrinkle release sprays, you can get the small travel bottle and you just spray it on your clothes and then you just kind of give them a little bit of stretch and then they will relax the wrinkle. That's great for travel if you don't have access to a proper iron. Have you ever
I've
used
also
this?
heard, I've also, sorry about that. I've also heard that if you're taking a hot shower and you leave your garment in the shower, that sometimes releases some of those wrinkles. So that could help as well.
Yes, absolutely. And Soji says, what is your opinion on purchasing quality from thrift stores? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with secondhand. And there are even some very nice consignment stores because, especially ladies, when we talked about quality, quality lasts. Maybe you get something second loved from some of these online websites or going into a store, you can find some really good quality items. What would you say, Lucy?
I agree. You can get some good quality bargains in those. You just have to. It takes a little longer to find them, but absolutely, what better way to reuse the outfits than going into one of those stores? Perfect.
Absolutely. I saw another question here I want to try and get to. Someone was asking about jewelry. Okay. So Rosetta says, hello, ladies. Any suggestions on where to purchase accessories, earrings, necklaces? What about wearing hats? Absolutely, if it makes sense. This is an area that I have kind of over indexed on. I used to be kind of matchy with a collection of earrings and bracelets and whatnot. And then I find myself kind of wearing the same. Y'all know I'm always wearing the pearls on the stream. You find yourself kind of wearing the same things as your go-to. And so I'm actually having to pare down, but you absolutely can. I would just say, it should make sense. When we look at the picture that was here in the book, she has, let me see here, jewelry on. And you can see she's got a bracelet on, she's got, earrings on, and, they're kind of bold statement pieces. Some people can really accessorize well. I'm usually smaller on the jewelry, but, she's a smaller frame woman, so she can wear some bigger pieces. I wear hats when I'm traveling, maybe like a sun hat. I'm not really like a hat person, but you can be if it makes sense for the occasion. I'm honestly not good in this area. I know we've got some really good style people, and we do have a stylist coming to talk to us in the finishing school, but that's what I would say. What would you say, Lucy?
I agree. There's always the appropriate time to wear hats. I think I'm not a hat wearer. I never have been, but I do know my sister. One of my sisters, she wears hats all the time, and she looks so cool with them. But it has to match the personality. And if you feel comfortable with the hat, great. If you don't, then you may not be a hat wearer. It takes time to understand what suits you well and what doesn't. The same thing with jewelry. Jewelry for me, I like dainty stuff. I don't like big statements because, again, I like to be in the back instead of just that. Bigger jewelry will call more attention, will require people to, they will ask you, where did you get that jewel? Where did you get that statement? And it's just for me, I am not, I'm like, I like to be behind the scenes. If you like bigger jewelry, that's great. You just have to make sure that it matches the the occasion, that it just doesn't um, allow the jewelry to be the point of attention rather than you. So that's where you have to do some balancing when it comes to statement jewelry.
Absolutely. And here's your etiquette tip on hats that I had to learn. Hats should be worn during the daytime and not after 6 p.m. So, ladies, if you really get into the style study, which I have, but I'm not really like a fashion person, there are certain dress codes for certain times of day, certain jewels that you're supposed to wear at certain times of day, gloves, hats, different updos or having your hair down. If you really want to get into the weeds, there's a whole kind of like etiquette section on what is appropriate: black tie, white tie, formal, but specifically for hats. Hats are morning or daytime. So after 6 p.m., no hats. That's the proper etiquette. All right. Anything else? If not,
And you can always go to Pinterest or Instagram and all of these apps that to get additional information when it comes to specific occasion attire.
and we have somebody in the back just as I was about, oh my gosh. Ah, okay. You all know him and you love him. Thane Mithra is here, audio only. Thane, please bless us with your voice.
Good evening, ladies. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
I'm trying not to laugh, Maggie, and you're gonna make me laugh. You're fine. It's been a while. I decided to check in to say hello, recognize the hard work you're doing. It is very, very vital. It is really needed. I was looking around the other day, and it struck me as interesting that in this day and age, stuff that you think is common sense really isn't. Stuff that culturally, some of us used to. For me, I'm from Africa. There are things that are normal that in the West just don't seem to be normal. And I don't begrudge people in the West, especially ladies who weren't brought up in that mindset. I notice the stark differences back home. Ladies get taught a lot of things by mothers and matriarchs from when you're growing up. Maggie, you can attest to this because Nana is there and she has words to say when you get out of pocket in 2 seconds. One thing I've noticed in the West is there's this: my child is my best friend and we're girlfriends and we're going to do the same things. Mothers dressing like daughters, both in competition for the same men. I'm not going to go off on that tangent. Let's focus on etiquette. I love that etiquette is being talked about because it is wonderful. And one thing that struck me that I was actually laughing about is I'm going to throw out a few tips here and there from me personally. This is just me personally. Watches, ladies. If you're 4'10" and you're wearing the watch the size of your head, that's masculine to me. Your watch needs to be a slender watch that matches your frame and accentuates it. So if you have a huge watch, that sends a message that you're very masculine. I could always, for instance, my late mother, she loved watches. Doesn't matter the cost, doesn't matter whether the designer. Slender watches, you could still have a Rolex or a Cartier to match your frame. If you're wearing a psychokinetic, like I said, huge clock face as a lady, eh, kind of makes you look a little bit masculine. So for me, those are things I would notice. Because things like your watch would tell me a lot about you. Also, you really don't have to do a lot. I don't know why ladies spend a lot of money on expensive jewelry. The simple truth is, less is more. You can have you can have studs on your head, your hair naturally made up, and you're gorgeous. Look at the classic ladies example out here, very classy. You don't need to throw big diamonds in your ears, 27 hoops, man, all that stuff. But again, like I said, that's just personal preference. When it comes to dress, it doesn't have to be name brand. You don't have to break the bank. You don't have to go spend 3 or 4 paychecks to look gorgeous. Some of the most impressive ladies I've seen really master the art of shopping everywhere. I've seen ladies who can shop at Salvation Army and Gap and still look fantastic because they pick pieces that are simple but very elegant. Like it was pointed out, a scarf could make a difference in your outfit. I understand we're working people and you have to go to work, juggle the kids, juggle the needy husband, juggle life as it is, and you're so busy. And yeah, you're empowered and do not have time to do all this. I'm out look Miss Dainty. But here's the simple truth. When you get comfortable being Mrs. Jeans and sneakers, sends the wrong message when you're out there. I'm past my dating days of dating women who do not know what a skirt looks like once in a while, or when you go out to an evening. Jeans and sneakers, Even I don't put on Jordans every day. That'll be once in a while. So if you're out competing me putting on jeans and sneakers, we have problems. But that's just, like I said, personal preference. A dress is a killer. A good skirt and a blouse is a killer on a simple evening out. You don't have to go to the saloon and spend $15 million on your hair and all that makeup. Hair put up in a bun, simple evening dress. Go and enjoy yourself. You don't have to break bank to be elegant, is kind of my message that I'm saying. And the clothing that you put on, like Maggie eloquently pointed out, if it accentuates your figure, it could be simple but classy. Classy, I repeat, is not about cost. If anything, if I see you running around with a Gucci bag, if I see you running around with Michael Kors, or you're part of the wannabe Birkin crowd, and you're getting into your Nissan Maxima, I will not have time to even say hello to you. Because that tells me your priorities are messed up. Are you going to eat your Birkin bag when you're broke? Or are you going to be doing that when school fees for kids need to be paid? Or are you doing that because you're single and you can do it? Cool, no problem. But don't try to keep up with the Joneses for the sake of appearance because you're impressing nobody. One thing I've noticed about people who are successful, they don't want you to know they're successful. Success is quiet. I rest my case. But I just came by to say hi. And thank you, ladies, for your hard work. And hopefully, down the line, there are a lot of ladies who start listening to the wisdom you impart because they do not realize that you're really helping them. And it's actually very true. Men of resolve, quality men will evaluate you even when you do not think they are. You can have your bad hair day, still be cute. Men will notice. I've seen some gorgeous ladies with a bad hair day, and I can still say, she's yummy. She loves herself. She can take care of herself. So just pay attention to how you carry yourself. And last thing, I hear this thing about resting bitch face. Excuse my French. There's a lot of things women make excuses about being looking mean and looking unapproachable. No problem. But when you're sending out this vibe that's gonna turn people away from you, do not complain that nobody actually tries to come up to you to say hi. A simple smile, a simple hi could change a lot in a simple conversation. You never know. Your future husband is the guy you looked at like he didn't amount to nothing when you're going to do shopping. You never know. So small things like those do matter. Yes, I did say yummy. Anyway, ladies, keep the hard work, and some of us are here to support you. We'll do in the background. I actually absolutely love the work you're doing.
Well, on that note, Thane, thank you so much. Every time you come down from wherever and you just bless us with your wisdom, I am speechless and so grateful. And ladies, he said it. The men are always watching, and the men that you want a simple, elegant version of you. Lucy, what would you add?
And just like Thane Mithra, another man that's always watching is BLJ. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon, for the $100 contribution. We do really, truly appreciate it. And, again, they are watching quietly again. And they see when, and what Thane Mithra said something about the Birkin bag. When a man sees a woman dressed top to bottom with designer, all they see is high maintenance. All they see is, maybe is that person using a lot of credit card to fund that top to bottom designer outfit. So just be a little conscious, because a man that wants a wife, they're looking at how frugal is she, also how financially smart is she with the finances. So those are things that, again, they watch for those red flags. And actually, you know what, those expensive items, really, you don't need them to look beautiful. You could wear more affordable items. You can buy one expensive item with the rest affordable, and not have, uh, no makeup, or just a little bit of makeup that will enhance your features. And that's all you need. Truly, men are very simple, and they want simplicity out of the women that they're supporting.
100%. And what Lucy said, that Thane said about leading with these big ticket items, ladies, if you show up that way, just make sure it is consistent throughout your life. There is nothing worse than you showing up with all of this flash. Your finances aren't in order. Your house is a mess. Your grooming, your hygiene, like all that other stuff has to come first. I don't have a Birkin bag. I will never buy a Birkin bag. It's beautiful, but that's just not a priority for me. And I tell you all the time, I'm an Old Navy girl. Someone in the chat said Express makes nice dresses. It's about wearing what flatters you, wearing what makes sense for your lifestyle, and just having timeless, classic fashion that accentuates you. And the men love it. Things, words, you're yummy to them. So I absolutely love that. And Brandon Eljet, you know how special you are to this channel. We appreciate the men so much. You have gone above and beyond. You have bought this book for all of our students. And the work that we're doing really is to give back, ladies. Lucy and I have services outside of YouTube. I do consults. We have courses and classes, but it all came from when Kevin Samuel said, the late, great Kevin Samuel said, where are the older women to teach the young? And it lit a fire in me. So we're trying to give you all our best. Neither of us have daughters. And so this is our way of giving back. So from November 1 through November 30th, we are going to be here every night. Just in transparency, we're going to pre-record because tomorrow, please tune in. Kevin Samuel's channel is going to be releasing new content at the same time. So we want to make sure that everybody's over there supporting him. But we will be here for you all. And I'm glad that you all are enjoying the series. And thank you, Thane, and thank you, BLJ.
Thank you, Thane, for that additional contribution. I don't think you've seen it, Maggie.
Oh,
Did you
no.
pull it up yet?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm over here. I'm over here pontificating, and to see Thane does this every time. Oh my gosh. Can everybody, we were done, but Thane comes through with the heavy, heavy, heavy hands. Thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting us. Oh, yes, and Chantel, and just everybody who supports what we're trying to do here. I'm at a loss for words, so I'll just stop here. I'm grateful, incredibly grateful, and we are just getting started, y'all. Believe me, there's so much more to come. So we appreciate you all support when you're here, when you watch, when you share, when you comment. You don't even have to show up at all, but you all come through like this for us. I'm just, there are no words. Anything else, Lucy?
Okay, so at work, people know me because I try very hard not to react with my face. And I noticed that Erin Laura, she says, LOL, your face. It's very hard for me to contain my happiness sometimes. Thank you so much, Thane and BLJ, for being one of the biggest supporters of this effort. We are really trying, and we hope that we can, with time, allow to put a little bit of that drop in that bucket in society.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Well, we went a little bit over, but we appreciate you all so much. This is our 30 for 30 series, November 1 through November 30. Come back tomorrow. Turn on your notifications. We're telling you now, it will be a pre-record, but we will be here live every day that we can be. And also, please tune in to Kevin Samuel's channel tomorrow. They also have a stream schedule at 9, so we would never want to compete with that. So please support. Thank you, Thane. Thank you, Brandon L. Jett. Thank you, Messy Michon. Thank you, Kim K. And thank you, everyone, for being here and for sharing. This is free, available on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and on Spotify. This is a podcast, so you can listen to us wherever you go. All right, everyone. We're going to go ahead and dismiss, and we will see you back here tomorrow for day 3. All right, everyone. Thank you all so
Adios.
much. Adios. Until next time.